So usability testing and definition. So the process in which an organization gathers both quantitative and qualitative feedback from their users in order to gauge how well their users can complete tasks with a certain product and highlight errors that need to be fixed in the next iteration. Iterative design once again, which is that circular prototype, evaluate, design, prototype, evaluate, design. So why do we want to do this? Well, we want to inform the design, we want to eliminate design problems and frustrations, and we want to improve profitability. So this is a nice little chart that shows, okay, if you find all the problems in design in these stages right here, in the requirements and the development phases, your product is going to cost you this much to fix it should you find a design problem down the way. If you don't do any of this testing over here and you need to make changes in your design, it's going to cost you this much more money per phase that you send it out. So like you will end up spending a lot more money if you deploy your product and it's got something faulty in it, because you're going to have to recall it all back and you're just going to end up spending a lot of money. So if you can catch those errors at the beginning of the design phase, you're going to save your company a lot of money, and this is also a reason to do your usability testing up front. So the basic elements of usability testing, what you do is you develop research questions, you use a sample of end users, you want to represent the actual work environment, which is questionable. There's research out there that shows that people actually perform better in their natural environment where they actually do work. So if you go into someone's bedroom and do a usability test there where they're normally working on their laptop, that might be a better choice. But there's other research out there that says that you want to actually do usability studies in a laboratory. There's no concise conclusion on that debate yet, so wherever you guys can do your usability testing, do it there. What you're going to do is you're going to observe real users. So basically for this assignment, what I want you to do is give them your instruction manual that you created, and then you're going to watch them while they complete the instruction manual. Also, while they complete the instruction manual, you want them to be thinking out loud. So you're going to say, here's the instruction manual, could you please complete my task? And don't worry, I'm not testing you, I'm testing the manual. So please read out loud through the instructions and then also speak through what you're doing while you're completing the task. There's also some controlled interviewing, so after you've collected information, you might want to ask, well, how did you feel about the instruction manual? What was helpful about it, what was not? I saw that you made a mistake here. What was unclear about that? Those type of follow-up questions. So what you're doing is you're also going to collect quantitative and qualitative data. You will probably are going to want to time them in between the time that they start a section of the manual and when they can complete it. And then after you're done with the usability testing, you're going to recommend improvements. So this is going to go to your small, short, one-page usability summary about different errors that you found and how you went about to improve those errors. Technique examples. I am going to give you guys examples of these and I will put them online for you, but it's the Think Aloud protocol and walkthrough. That's what I'm going to expect you guys to be doing for your usability tests. Surveys and questionnaires, eye tracking, video and sound recording, and data logging. So technically in like a very technical usability study, you'll always want to take video of your participants and then video of the screen that they're using if you're testing software or a website. And you also want to record, you know, their thinking out loud protocol. You might also have eye tracking, which I'll post a video. It's kind of cool stuff, so you can take a look at that. And then there's sometimes a data logging machine, which every time you take a note, it timestamps it for you, so you can, as a researcher, go back and say, oh, at this specific time they started clicking there, and you can make a note of it. Then you can say, I made an error here, and it'll give you a timestamp of that error, so you understand sequentially like where people are making mistakes, and if that is repeated from user to user, how long it's taking them to complete a task or something like that. This goes to Nielsen and Norman, which is also a link that is on the web courses page for you guys to read through this week. But basically, if you don't have any usability testing, you're not going to find any usability errors. With one person, you're going to find about 25% of the usability errors. With two, you're going to find 50. Three, you're going to be close to 70%. 6, you're going to be at 90%. 9, you should be at about 95%. So what they argue is that a usability test can be done with as little as 5 to 7 participants, which is going to show all the errors in the doc, or all the errors in the product, or close to all the errors. However, for this class, I'm only requiring you guys to do it with one other person, but feel free to test as many as you want to get rid of as many errors in your document design that you create, or in your instruction manual that you create. So before you guys do your testing, you might want to prepare a brief survey to collect ethnographic information, such as how old is your participant, what's their ethnic background, what's their education background, how familiar are they with a certain website, those type of questions. I'll post a survey that's got, I will post online an example of this for you. You might want to prepare an exit questionnaire too, just asking them, you know, how did they feel about the instruction manual, what could make it better, and gather their opinions, etc. When you're testing people, always tell them that you're not testing them, you're testing the product, and then also always encourage them to think out loud. So some things to record while you're doing your usability test is record the start time and time to completion for each step, record any steps the user completes incorrectly or vocalize they are having a problem with, record any errors such as grabbing the wrong, this was if you're actually doing like a physical product, such as constructing something. If they grab the wrong piece, you might want to make a note of it. But you just want to make a note if like they clicked on the wrong thing or something like that. And then record any interesting asides or quips. Okay, this video went on longer than I thought I was going to go on today, guys. I apologize for that. I'm going to get all these materials posted up for you by this afternoon, which is Sunday, in order to give you guys a lot of time to work on your manuals this week. Thank you very much for listening to the video, and please feel free to email me about any questions you have this week.